Hello everyone, my name is Dwiki Putra satrio. So, I'm here gonna talk about advocat in Indonesia. So, before that, I'm gonna use their suite and we're gonna talk about their history, obligation, right, and more like that. So, let's begin. So, we're gonna talk about advocat in Indonesia. So, the first one. So, I'm gonna talk about history and background advocat in Indonesia. The Indonesian legal profession began the Dutch era, colonial era. There's two types of lawyer in Indonesia. The first one is protocol bambu, native or indigenous lawyer who informally help local people. There's not have a background educates or something like a master of law or something like that. And advocate, the second is advocate, officially trained lawyer who held a law degree. Nah, so in here an advocate they have a background educates is something like a master of law, and something like that. Then so the next is right of advocate. So in here, the advocate have a freedom and independence. What is that? That is, the advocate have free to express their opinion when handling a case, and they had and give and perform duties without interference as long they follow the law and ethic. So the second is legal immunity. They cannot be sued or prosecuted or for action taken in good faith during a legal presentation. And the third is access to information. They have to they can request document and data needed for the case, and their communication with the client must remain confidential. And the reason why uh, they can request the comment is just for the support the client for defense. So the next is obligation of advocate. Advocate must not discriminate against client based on gender, their religion, or race. That because they should fair to be a advocate, and the advocate must have keep all secret information client and avoid conflict interest. And an advocate cannot hold another job that affect to their independence, for example, like being a state official and something like that. They must act honestly and responsibility and ethically. That's what is the most important thing what the advocate should have. So the next one is admires to practice. So what is the requirement to be an advocate? Hmm. A, in Indonesia, a person must have hold a law degree, maybe like from UTS Jakarta, Universitas Indonesia, and something like that. So, and then uh, they must Indonesian citizen, at least 25 years old, not a civil servant or a state official, and never convicted or major crime, and have a background major crime, and then they must complete education 2 years of apprenticeship, pass the bar exam, usually held by party, take a personal of before the high court. Yeah, and they only then they officially recognized by as an advocate. The street process usually advocates are completely and ethical. That's because not easy to be a advocate, not easy to be something you really wanna be. So you must keep going to be a advocate. The next is fees and pro bono works. So the fees is like a honor being a advocate. Advocate are entitled to fees based on agreement with client. They make a contract and they get setting fees. They must consider the client financial ability. And then every advocate must complete at least 50 hours of pro bono works per year. And what is pro bono works? Pro bono work service must be treated with the same equality as paid case, and they um, and the pro bono work is like offering free legal help to those who can afford it. However, only a small number of advocates report doing this. Still, this role remind them that being an advocate not just a job but also a public duty. So, the last is the conclusion. Advocates are essential pillar of justice in Indonesia. They protect citizen rights, ensure fair trial, and promote equality before the law by following their rights, obligations, and ethical duties. Advocates strengthen the rule of law and the public trust in the legal system. Their professionalism reflect not only legal skill but also moral responsibility toward the society. So the conclusion is like advocates are the key protecting the justice and equality before the law, and the advocates perform their duty properly and they help build trust in the legal system and the protecting support democracy in Indonesia. Yeah. So that's all for me and thank you for attention. I hope the presentation is like has given you a clear understanding of the role, responsibility and advocate in Indonesia. Thank you very much.